Usually when we talk about currency, we think about earning it, right? Like
Yeah.
you put in the work, you get the paycheck.
Right. It's a totally transactional thing.
Exactly. It's entirely transactional.
Yeah.
But we're looking at a text today, a daily reading called Day 39, The Value of Respect, and it makes this radical claim. It basically flips that whole economic model completely upside down.
It really does. It's a fascinating shift.
Our mission today is to unpack its core argument, which is that respect isn't just, having good manners. It's actually the language through which love is understood.
Yeah, which is huge.
Okay, let's unpack this. The text roots this in a historical and religious premise from 1 Peter 2.17. And the idea is that everyone inherently desires to be seen and valued, not because they're perfect, but because they are created in the image of God.
Right. It's inherent to their existence.
Yeah, so respect isn't like a VIP pass that you earn through flawless behavior.
Yeah.
It's the baseline currency of human interaction.
And shifting away from that transactional mindset is, well, it's incredibly difficult.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if respect is tied to inherent humanity rather than performance, it becomes non-negotiable. You are giving it based on simply what they are rather than what they just did to you.
Wait, I have to push back on that immediately because that sounds beautiful in a vacuum.
Yeah.
But let's be real. Treating respect as a default is incredibly hard when you're dealing with someone who is actively making your life miserable.
Oh, for sure. It's messy.
Super messy.
Yeah.
Like if I show respect to someone acting awfully, aren't I just, validating their bad behavior?
Well, the text actually addresses that exact friction by looking at historical examples, specifically how Jesus modeled this.
Right. How he engaged with people.
Exactly. He deliberately engaged with heavily overlooked or stigmatized groups of his era, children, women, tax collectors, the sick, and he treated them with absolute dignity.
But he didn't necessarily agree with everything they did.
No, not at all. And that's the crucial distinction the source makes. He treated them with dignity without compromising on the truth or approving of sin or destructive behavior.
Okay, so you can honor a person's value without endorsing their actions. But what does that all mean for you and me when we are in the heat of a disagreement?
Yeah, when emotions are high.
Right. How do we separate valuing someone's humanity from the terrible thing they just did or said?
It comes down to some very practical metrics that the text points out. Things like speaking kindly during a dispute, valuing another person's time, keeping promises even when you're angry.
Even when you're fuming.
Especially then. But the most revealing metric the text highlights is ensuring your private kindness matches your public behavior. Refusing to gossip.
The cognitive dissonance of the fake smile.
Yes, exactly.
It's one thing to be polite in a meeting, but if you trash them the second they leave the room, the relationship still degrades.
Because your brain registers that incongruence. When you act respectfully in public but harbor deep contempt in private, you create this psychological friction.
That makes total sense.
And that dissonance leaks into your tone, your body language, and eventually it shatters trust entirely, even if you never actually insulted them to their face.
Which brings us to the people we never leave the room with, right? Our partners, our families. And here's where it gets really interesting. The source has this really striking line. It says, "Love may bring two people together, but respect keeps them together."
That is a great way to look at it.
Right. Because if respect is our baseline currency, this is where we start seeing relationship inflation.
Yeah, the text is a stark warning about the decay of close relationships. When respect disappears, communication just turns harsh.
The appreciation just fades away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And small disagreements blow up into major conflicts, which ultimately suffocates genuine love.
Because without that baseline of respect, your brain stops processing your partner as a teammate and starts processing them as a threat.
Right. Every minor slight is processed as an attack. And love cannot survive if the daily language of respect isn't being spoken.
It really forces you to take a hard look at your own habits, which is why I want to challenge you, the listener, to try the daily action item from the text today. Choose just one person in your life to show intentional respect to.
Just one is a great start.
Listen to them without interrupting. Thank them for something and speak with real patience.
Applying that currency, especially in a dynamic where disrespect has crept in, it can act like a systemic reset for the relationship.
It's a small step, but it reveals a lot. The source notes that the way you treat people ultimately uncovers the true condition of your own heart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll leave you with this to chew on. If the way you treat people reveals your heart, What does it actually say about us when we withhold basic respect from the person we find most difficult to love?